right, y'all live on that with Mr. B Great today. Lamar King Sr. checking in with you. Got my big bro with me. My boy Derrick King, dirty boy. I love you, man. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show.
Pleasure, man.
I give everybody an opportunity to introduce themselves. Introduce yourself. Let everybody know who you are, where you're from. Tell them about yourself.
Well, I'm Derrick King. Most people know me by Dirty Red. From the great city of Millersville, man. Baldwin County to be exact.
Stand up.
Southwest, born and raised there. You know, the typical lifestyle that most black men in the South that went through. I won't say so much a lack of opportunity. Very few opportunities.
No doubt, man. I'm glad to have you here, man. You know, been a long time coming, man. I still ain't put my hands on you yet. For those who know more, this is my big bro, man. He gone for a little bit over a decade, man. Had to go, do some time and whatnot, right? And I still ain't put my hands on you yet. I just want to jump in and ask you, how is it, being the fact that you went and did 13 years in the federal penitentiary, how is it transitioning out into the, to the free world? How is it transitioning from when you went in versus now that you coming out? How did you adjust? How was the adjustment factor and all that?
Great question. Some people tend to think that a person making their transition back in society after so long that it kind of be difficult, because you got to understand, before them 13 years, I did 8.5 years in the state. Not straight, but
periodically.
Yeah, thank you. I mean, you always been my speaker. Okay, I did 8.5 years prior to the 13 years, so I had a very broad understanding of the transition back into society. Transition back into society don't start when you get ready to come home.
Yeah,
that transition to society start that first day you get goddamn back of that police car. when they put them handcuffs on you. That's when the transition started. The transition don't start when they let you out. So I had to come into a realization like, hold on, man, I can't start making my transition when I get ready to come home. That you set yourself up for failure. So on this last bid, man, I started making my transition soon I got locked up, man. Basically before I got locked up, because I don't know, you remember I was on the run.
Yeah.
And you probably was about the only one on my side that, that knew I was on the run and really was, was talking to me. You know what I'm saying? Really was by my side. Knew where I was and knew what I was going through. So I really started making my transition then, man. So now people look at me like, hey man, he back in society. He doing this and he doing that. He doing this and he doing that, meaning all productive things. So that's why my transition looked so much easier. Like I never been gone.
Yeah, no doubt. But so basically your advice would be to people who, who out here who may be facing time, may have to go in, may have to do some calendars, is to start their transition as soon as they get them cuffs put on. Like, because you already know it's coming.
You're going to have to because you try to start the transition after doing 13 years, because the transition started in the mind. You know what I'm saying? Transition ain't physical.
Yeah.
Like, it's like this right here, bro. The only thing changed in the world since I've been gone, man, is me not being there.
Nice,
so what basically what I'm saying is the transition must start with me. It can't start with society. So a lot of people try to get back in society and transition back into society, but they don't be in transition with themselves.
Yeah, gotcha.
You understand what I'm saying?
100%.
And that's where the revolving doors come in there, bro. Yeah. That's when the revolving doors come in there.
Very interesting that you say revolving doors. I talked to our Uncle Charlie today. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. OG Hood style.
OG Hood. Style. Yeah. Shout out Uncle Charlie, man. He got the long haul. You know what I mean?
Free my man.
No doubt.
Free my Charlie, man.
No doubt. But he said some interesting stuff about revolving doors, about how when you sometimes, like you said, people transition out here into society trying to transform themselves to society and not transforming themselves. Like, and you've already given the fact that you need to start transforming before, but like outside, like everybody don't have the mind frame, everybody don't have the strength and the tenacity there to push through and persevere through things you've been through. Somebody who might be just like lost, man, like new to it, like just because you done seen them coming out. You done seen them fresh, fresh out the porch. And they catch 360 months, some shit like that, like crazy shit, football numbers. How are they supposed to transition? Because me, I'm a novice, I don't know nothing about the inside.
Once again, great question. Man, it's pretty much that individual, man. Once you value your life and you understand, like, prison. Let me break this down. Prison is an evil plot of somebody else's mind. See, a lot of people be like, "Oh, he should have went to prison." Or a lot of people get in there and make excuses like, "Man, yeah, it probably good that I'm here because I probably would have ended up dead, or I probably would have ended up killing somebody. I probably would have ended up with some more time." See, but you didn't have to. I tell dudes like this, look, man, you didn't have to come to prison to make that change or come to that realization. You could have went to Mary Vincent Library and sat your butt down. You could have went to the library and sat down and got this same understanding. But it takes for somebody else to come take control of your life and sit you down. Then you come to these like, "Oh man, I'm glad, man, prison saved my life." Man, prison ain't saved nobody's life. You got to understand, man, that's an evil plot. That's no different from slavery. So that ain't nothing good about that. So that's just like you saying, "Oh man, I should have went through slavery."
I feel you, bro.
It's the mind. See, prison don't rehabilitate nobody. You rehabilitate yourself because there ain't no rehabilitation in prison, period. So when a dude come in with 365 months, man, this is what I tell them. Sound like, bro, you got to start with yourself. This place ain't gonna help you because it's more drugs in prison, negativity in prison than on the street.
Yeah,
they banging more harder in prison than on the street because it's a controlled environment, not just by the police, but by the people in there with you.
Yeah, like
when you on the street, you can dodge your homeboys, for being a gang participation or running with a crew. You can't dodge them. You waking up with them niggas every day. So it's a much controlled environment. So it's easy for you to be drawn in.
Yeah.
But
me and your Uncle Charlie, we talked about the difference and how things are on the state level versus on the federal level. You being in a position where you serve extensive time on the state level. And of course, the latter part of your years have been extensive time on the federal level. And we talked about how the racial divide, like on the state level, and from what he told me, state level is like, ain't no car, ain't no, ain't no, everybody is clicked up. But on the federal level, would you agree that it's more along like racial lines? Like it's all about, if you black, I don't care if you blood or Crip, you got to kick it with each other. If y'all
no, that's not true.
That's not true?
No, that's not true. That's not true. It's the same way. It's just a stigma. It's a mind thing that the oppressors play with us. Oh, you in federal. So people think you in federal, you automatically look like, oh man, you did some type of crime, on a big boy level. But it's junkies in there. They don't care who they lock up. I told you this thing is an evil plot of evil person. I don't want to get into no derogatory name calling towards other nationalities or another race. But I'm saying it's an evil plot. Man, it's so much stigma, it's so much misinformation floating around about federal and state. It's all the same, man. Only thing about it, the federal government got tired of paying the state to house their inmates, and what they did is just bring them all in. That's why it went for 26,000 in the late 80s and the early 90s, 26,000 federal inmates to over now, 90, probably 120 some thousand federal inmates, because they got tired of paying the state. They're like, man, we'll house our own, we'll build them.
Yeah.
They just got tired of paying, they saving. Like, we don't eat better. There's no eat, it's nothing better. It's all designed the same thing. It's to make money off your black ass. There's no better privilege. I mean, the mindset It's with the slaves, with the shackles on it, with their brain. They come in, talking about the cars. And man, I did 13 years. I walked by myself, man. Didn't run. Because I said to myself, I said, self, what the hell you look like going to a federal prison amongst all type of these niggas across the world, and you couldn't even get it together with the dudes in your neighborhood. So what the hell I look like going in the side of a federal prison and click up with some dudes from all over the world with the same mindset that the ones in my neighborhood, and knowing what I went through with them dudes, you think I'm gonna go through it with some dudes I don't know? Hell no, man. So I basically stayed to myself. I saluted dudes. I stayed to myself, man, pretty much like that, bro. I stayed to myself. I wasn't go. And then, how you think I'm finna go in a federal setting, cameras everywhere, throwing up gang signs? Is you crazy? Knowing that you're gonna be monitored, knowing that these people gonna put you on a high max supervision when you get out, knowing that they say, oh yeah, he was a part of the gang when he was in here. So it ain't gonna be no much change. You ain't gonna have a chance getting out. That's why the revolving goes to keep going, keep going. Those dudes set themselves up because they got the shackle on their mind again. It's slavery all over again, but it's done in a more sophisticated manner, bro.
I can definitely, and I know you can tell firsthand about, and man, you know how things work as far as like, you know, the generations have changed. You know, we are different. Like from me to you, from your kids to my kids, like it has changed a lot. And being in a situation where you have elevated your mindset, like you start working on yourself the day you said you went inside. But then you get inside and you run into the element of what we got going on out here in the world, what we got going on as far as very little respect, very little morals and values when it comes down to real shit. Was it a big play as far as like how did you maneuver through, you know, your time and make it through without falling into a victim of, you know, rage and anger and, you know, falling back to your old ways?
I remember one time, man, you had a conversation. You wrote me a letter, brief letter. You always wrote some chicken scratch early in the morning, drinking some coffee or something, but you already wrote. I got them letters still. You told me one time in the letter, you said, bro, my biggest problem was getting out my own way. I was kind of like doing a lot of people don't know, I might not be an articulate speaker, but I'm a prolific writer, as you know. But so I was doing an essay on that. And this is the conclusion that I came up with, bro, that you got to learn how to spend time with yourself. I mean, I don't want this interview to turn from me to you. Like, do you understand how much time that you got to spend with yourself in ordinary to get this, to bring this into fruition? Mm-hmm. So the key is that you got to learn how to love being around yourself. See, a lot of people don't want to be around themselves because they got so much bought up, so much chaotic in their thought process, so much confusion, so much undecided, so much love for being around others. Yeah. See, what I did, I spent almost 13 years in federal prison. Out of them 13 years, I can say honestly, and you know for a fact, I spent a lot of time in the hole, which we call the SHU, Special Housing Unit. Matter of fact, I just did a year, as you know, before I came home in Special Housing Unit. And that is 24, it ain't no 22, it ain't no 23 and 4, I mean, no, 3 and 1, I mean, 23 and 1. No, it's 24 hours locked down. In a cell confined. And they may put someone in there if you that type of person that, you know, would accommodate the administration, be like, all right, I'll take a setting. Which I was, because I'm always trying to help somebody. Yeah. And then that give you a little sanity because you got somebody to talk to. I spent a lot of time by myself. Even when I was in general population, I spent a lot of time in my cell reading and writing, going over business plans, reading newspaper from all over the world. I just spent a lot of time with myself. That's what I got so acquainted of doing. Because I knew that was the number one key. That's the number one key to success. You got to learn in the value of being with self, man. You know what? Why that's so important? Because you got to know self. You got to know what you will do and what you won't do. You got to know what your strong points is. You got to know what your weak points is in life. And if you don't never spend time with yourself, then you'll never be able to identify them things.
Man, you said you speaking the sentiments exactly. Free childhood, you know what I mean? One time
Free childhood, man.
Free childhood. And that's the same thing he was saying, like, nephew, it's all about self-discipline and self-awareness. You know, he got to walk around in there with, you know, he said that what man say. Man say he ain't come home, but you know, free childhood once again. I got a video of Mike Tyson that I ran across. I want you to hear exactly what Iron Mike had to say and then give me your thoughts on it.
I had the best 3 years of my life in prison.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's interesting for you to say that, bro, because you had millions.
I had peace, though.
Over the $30 million for one fight? Jay-Z's lying.
Hey, listen, can I tell you something? That don't mean nothing when you don't have your peace, your stability, and your balance. You don't give a fuck. You don't even want it. You want to give it to somebody else. You need your sanity to dictate any part of life. Because, you know, God, I always tell people, God punishes you by giving you everything you want. See if you can handle it.
What do you think about that?
I'm going to get straight to the point, you know, man. You know, we came from two different lifestyles.
Yeah.
I went to prison trying to make millions of dollars. He went to prison with millions of dollars. So, you know, his experience is totally different from mine. Like I said, the mindset, like he could have went anywhere else in the world and got this same peace beside prison. People tend to glorify prison in so many ways, and they really don't understand, because prison is a real bad place. You know, prison is a real bad place, man. You know, like me, I don't wish it on my worst enemy. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't go to court and prosecute my worst enemy to go to prison. Yeah. Me personally, I wouldn't. Like, because I know prison is an evil plot from somebody else's mind. I mean, it's part of this capitalistic. It's part of this capitalistic system that they have going on. It's all about money, because you got to understand that each year the government gets $73 billion, and for each federal inmate in prison, it's supposedly, like I say, supposedly costs $135 a day. We don't see it. So that money, when you hear Joe Biden and when you hear a former president, Donald Trump, whoever, Obama, when you hear them say, "Oh, we gonna find that money. We gonna get that money from somewhere else, and we gonna get the money." That's where they gonna get it from. Other entities like prison, federal prison, yeah, they're gonna take that money and put it at where they need to get. So when you hear them say, "Oh, we gonna get that money. We gonna be able to cover this tax bill, this cut bill. What we gonna do for the world, for the middle class? Yeah, we gonna be able to cover. We already got the. Yeah, they're gonna be able to take that take it from Social Security, take it from all those different other entities that they get money from DOT, from taxes, from everything. That's where they be saying, "Oh, we can get the money." Yeah. So that's what they mean when they say that. It's a big money. It's like a money laundering scheme. Federal prison and all the rest of the prison. That's why it's so important to have bodies. They don't care. That's why they shut down all the mental institutions. We from Milledgeville, one of the biggest mental institutions in the world at one time. Yeah. They shut them all down and all of them in prison. All them people that need help, they in prison. Yeah. So really, federal prison is man, I'm gonna tell you the truth. Federal prison is packed with nuts. Yeah, serious.
Real patient.
I'm being serious with you. And they gang members. You got retarded dudes in there. They leading people because they never had the opportunity. They be shocked. I used to say, man, ain't nowhere in the world I let you lead me. I wouldn't even let you lead me to the water fountain, man. It's dudes that come in there, I'm talking about with mental health issues and get position. You understand? Because some dudes ain't never, ever left out their own little towns and cities. They never been nowhere else. See, it ain't nothing for the federal government to go to any neighborhood in the world and round up 25 to 75 poor-ass black niggas thinking they doing something. They can go at any given time and round up 25, 35 the 75 to 125 poor ass black motherfuckers that think they doing something. It's so many that they got options. I mean,
Pick
it's
of
a
the
crown
litter.
in the shame.
Pick of the litter. They can do what they want to do. They and we think we winning a lot of times. And last week I did politics and I talked about how they play on our, our emotions, our love for money, how we end up being in that revolving cycle because they done a number on us. Because at the end of the day, I guarantee you, and I want to ask you, I guarantee you the other nationalities within the federal system, they were together.
Of course. White, you mean white?
Whites, the Mexicans,
Yeah, they all together, everybody, but that's in the world too. It's no different. Even they're gonna stick together, they're gonna support each other. And I don't want to put the stigma, I don't want to continue to further tote the bad water for blacks. But a lot of blacks together too.
They are.
A lot of blacks together, but it's that condition of the mind frame that still plays on a lot of people where they tote that. One of the worst things that I hate a person saying, oh, blacks can't do nothing. You can't do nothing with a black man. You can't do nothing with him.
Yeah, that's a lie.
You know what I'm saying? If you keep toting that around and keep saying that to another black man, then they're going to do what they did.
And I'm glad to have you on the show. You know what I mean?
My pleasure.
I'm appreciative to have you on the show, man, because I know that the struggles that you've had to endure and to be here now is, it's a blessing. It's a miracle in a sense because you had to have the right mindset. You had to strategically put yourself in a mental space to be here now because you could have easily, been a part of that revolving door. You know what I mean? I want you to just, what words you have for my people still out there in the game because with On Air with Mr. Be Great today, we're here to try to reach the mass. We're trying to reach the people that may be going through trials and tribulations that we've already been through. Any words you got for them outside of what you've already said that can help somebody like get on the right path and get their mind right?
My advice would be, man, to the people that's out there, man, it's like this right here, man. You should want to do better. You should want more for your life than what you're settling for. It's nothing wrong with what you're doing, and I'm not the one that criticizes. I understand the mindset that you have been placed in. So what my advice to you, man, is look at the people that overcoming those situations. Look at them, man, and follow them, man. Don't be afraid. Don't think that you'll be looked at less than a man or you'll be less gangster than you was. They're taking another route.
Yeah.
Like, man, don't be afraid to follow some of the greats, man. Don't be afraid to follow JT Money footsteps, man. It's so many people in our neighborhood that have made changes, man. That overcame the nonsense, such as yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You might don't have no millions of dollars, but the mindset has been changed.
No doubt.
Such as Wody, the mindset has been changed. Even the people they're still trapped in there, but not trapped there. They might be there physically, but mentally, they're not a part of what's exactly that's going on.
We're gonna pay some bills, man. We'll be right back in 30 seconds. Be great today. Peace.
Sparta Highway in Millersville, Be the Head Barbecue. The best barbecue in the whole Southeast, baby. There's no event too big, too small. They got you. They got rental tables. They got grills. They got chairs. They got tents. They got the best ribs in the whole South, you feel me? They got that one flip chicken, you know what I mean? The sides, them butter beans, them baked beans, them collard greens, them cabbages, that dressing, oh my God. Go check my boy out at 405 Sparta Highway. Call him up, 478-251-5300. Be great today. Peace.
All right, we back, man, live on our Mr. Be Great today. We got Derrick King in the building today. All right, after being inside 13 years, what was the first thing you did when you came home? Once you got home, once you got around your love, what was the first thing you did when you got out?
When I first walking out them prison, I wish you could have videoed because I had been inside, federal prison, you don't see the outside. It's all built in the inside. You inside. You don't see nothing but the sky up.
Mm-hmm.
So me coming out those back gates, out that confinement, out that fortress what they have around you, you don't see nothing but the sky up.
Yeah.
You can't see nothing else. You don't see no cars passing. You don't see none of that. So me coming out them gates after all them years and we're finally walking, I'm like, oh yeah. You know me, I'm like, yeah, you got to come on. I'm telling the man, come on, man, because I don't know what they might come back on me with. I don't know. They might come back. I did so much stuff in my life. I'm like, man, come on, come on, get me up.
They might say, hey, you need to bring him back.
I'm thinking, still like, man, this can't be real because seriously, when you do so much time like that, man, it really can't believe it. Be unbelievable, man. 13 years, then you finally be set free.
Yeah.
You be like, man, I'm trying to just get out this setting. When I get out this setting, I'm all right. So they had a band waiting on me, and it was a lady. And now I got no handcuffs on. You see what I'm saying? So my last 2 years I was on high max. So everywhere I went, I had to be handcuffed. So for me to actually be moving around, no handcuffs on, man. Oh man, that was a great feeling, man.
And once you got back with the family, what was like the first thing, when you first seen
it was all love.
Yeah.
It was just like hugging and kissing and everybody was pulling up. I went straight to my mom's house, and that was great, bro. I can't even words can't describe it.
I bet you it was real emotional. I bet y'all. I know mom. I know Shirley was crying and.
Yeah, everybody was crying and everybody was coming. You know how big our family. Everybody coming through the door. Partners. Then when my oldest son, my firstborn came through the door, man, that just was a moment that can't be, explained through words, man. And it's just a feeling that you have to experience, man.
I got a video, man. My mom, when you came home, y'all had to call. I'm gonna play the video of you doing the legislation. Y'all check the video out, man.
Yeah.
All right, look like I had a great time. Look like y'all, man, that's what it's all about, man. You after doing that time, after going in, like you say, it's almost unbelievable when after you walk out them doors and then you're embraced with family, embraced with love. That's got to be a wonderful feeling, man. So, and now that you've been home, you got allocated, you got adjusted. What's the future for Mr. Derrick King? What's next for Mr. Derrick King?
Oh man, it's in progress right now because what you're doing now, I'm a part of that.
Yeah.
Podcasting, business aspect. I'm an opportunist. So when I was in prison, I didn't just have my mind planned like, I'm finna come home and I'm gonna open up this clothing store.
Yeah.
Or I'm gonna come home, I'm finna just focus on my music company, or my filming company, I'm gonna just focus on that. No, my mind set like this. I'm an opportunity. So whatever opportunity presents itself, that's where, because I don't want to limit myself. Because you can block your blessings yourself because you got a one-track mind. Meaning that you just focus on this. It's other opportunities right here that can elevate you to a much higher level than you just focus on this grocery store. Or I'm just coming home, man. I got this in my mind. That's another form of being in your own way.
Yeah, I get what you're saying because, and I tell people, don't be afraid to try new things. Oftentimes people say, well, this is what I do. You know what I'm saying? This is what I do. I expert in this. So this is what I'm right. And there's nothing wrong because people take advice from a lot of different places, and some famous words have been said, plan B distracts from plan A. Mm-hmm. But it not to say that there's not a plan A. Plan A is me. Plan A is myself. I got to make sure I'm straight, make sure I'm in the right mindset, making sure I'm not, stressing myself out, involuntary. 'Cause a lot of times you be stressed and don't even know it. Mm-hmm. People be stressed and don't even realize they are. But that's because they're trying to focus they're trying to put all their focus eggs in one basket. You know how they say they want to put all their eggs in one basket and they banking on that. And if it hit, you more power to you. That's a great job. But if it flop, then what you got to do? You got to start over somewhere else, like from bottom, from ground up. Respect the fact about you saying being an opportunist, being open to new things and understanding that, hey, just because I got this going on doesn't mean I can't do this. You know, even the powers that be, there's a people that work on the opposite sides of the spectrum. You got people who got money in oil and got money in electric cars too. Like they playing both of it. They ain't just saying I'm just an oil tycoon. I ain't dealing with it. I don't want to deal with that. I don't want to deal with clean energy or whatever. They still dealing with both. You feel what I'm saying?
You know, Lamar, both of us are very business orientated. So what I mean by that, what I'm going with that is that we both know that it's a 10% chance of your business failing anyway.
Yeah.
So
it's probably higher than that.
It probably is higher than that, but I'm using this hypothesis for a reason, because that's why I personally feel like we should have 10 business at one time, because we got 10. That make that 10%. We got 100% chance of something flourishing. You see what I'm saying? You just should not just be thinking about just one thing. Like me and you talk all the time. Because this conversation about me making the transition back into society. So what I mean by this right here, I want to say this right here. It's been a lot of challenging time over my course, been out 3 months. And I got a saying, it may sound crazy. And I said, often I'll be like, I tell dude at my job, and I'll be like, hey man, don't make me turn this 9 to 5 and back to a 4 to 5, because I will. Like, don't get it twisted. Like, for real, like, don't make me turn this 9 to 5 into a 4 to 5.
Yeah.
Because I will. You understand what I'm saying? Like, don't get it twisted because you see me out here doing this, humble and this and that. Like, please don't misconstrue the person that you see.
And trust me,
it's a challenge.
Trust me, bro. And you know, as you've been going, like, cause for me, when you was gone, them 13 years, you know, I lost, you know, rest in peace, man. I lost both of y'all pretty much in the same year.
Like, you right there.
Like, you know, it's, you know, rest in peace, mean dog, man.
Right, man. You know that right there, man.
So I lost both of y'all in the same year, you know, and it was a pivotal point for me, to the point I was like, am I gonna just, you know, waddle in this mess now that I feel alone. I feel I don't have a true outlet. I don't have that shoulder to lean on or cry on if I need it, right? Or am I gonna step my game up and go to another level with my mindset? And that's what I did. I had to choose, you know, my mindset over my situation. And I moved to a whole nother state. And most everybody that I met in North Carolina, all they know is Lamar, Mr. Be Great Today. Like, that's it. Mm-hmm. But then I also have to have that conversation as well. Like, don't let YK come back, because a lot of people they didn't know YK. They never had the experience YK. All they know is Lamar, you know, the positive guy, the happy-go-lucky. He like to have a good time. No, like I don't have a North Carolina. I have not one enemy in North Carolina. Like I didn't.
That's ironic that you said that, because I got a partner from Dunlap, Bob G. I call him Bob G. And I was telling him, like, man, you know, I'm on a podcast with my cousin, YK. He like, I don't know YK. He like, I don't know him. I like, yeah, you know my cousin, man, Tanya. He like, man, I don't know him. He said, is you talking about Lamar? I like, yeah, Lamar. He like, yeah, I know him. But that's a dude that from hometown. Yeah. But the only person he know is Lamar. So the way that you brand that, you may don't see the effect, because it's just like you branding a business. When you rebrand yourself and remake yourself over the same thing that I'm doing now, everybody know Dirty Red. And everybody thinks they know Dirty Red, but they know that the image that I portrayed at once.
They knew Dirty Red.
And this is a great topic, because it coincides with so many things that I want to express to you. Dirty Red was a reputation, but Derrick is a person with dignity. Dirty Red was I don't think the name really have any bad to it because it was always something. It was always something good, and it's tradition.
Yeah, but I don't know. I done met some other Dirty Reds, and every Dirty Red I met they were off the chain, man. They was on 1,000, man. You know,
but you know, it's only one. It's a lot of Lamar. It's only one that stands out.
I enjoy and I watch you. You know, I watch you grow. You know, man, even though, like I say earlier, I haven't put my hands on, but we FaceTime. We don't even call on the phone. Like we FaceTime whether it's 5 in the morning or 5 in the evening. Like it's gonna be, now we can see each other, to say the least, right? But just to see how you grow, to see your mindset, even like anything that may be going on, even with me personally, you'll tell me, oh man, come on, man. Like, you know, anybody got time? Let's how you gonna fix it and let's move on. Ain't nobody like I see you don't let, you know, even small things that sometimes I think we harp on. Like it can be something that you just may be having a bad day. You know what I mean? I may be having been times I've been having a bad day and I call you like, oh, why, you know, man, come on, man. You know, because I can only correlate to the fact that you were like, man, I just spent the last 13 years on the sale, man. So that ain't nothing to be fucking complaining about. Is that kind of the mindset that you have now? Like you don't really sweat the small stuff, the big stuff, or any of it, to be honest with you.
You know, it's pretty much, I just don't believe in complaining. That's the worst form of that's the worst bad habit a person can get.
Yeah. Because
you just, you know, people just too ridiculous, man. You know, you got people complain so much, they just can't even make a normal order at a drive-through restaurant. I mean, my fry, my ketchup, my salt, my ice, it got too much ice in there. It's just too much, bro. It's just too much complaining. Like, and then you allow them things to rub off on you. Just too much complaining. So I ain't no person that complain. Like, I ain't never, you know, I wasn't calling home and, you know, man, I don't know how to complain. And it kind of irritating to be in this society now, man, and everybody just complain about the smallest thing, man. I'm talking about it's just so much and people don't even realize that it's a disease. They think it, you know, they don't understand. They just think it's pretty normal, you know. Man, you supposed to let these people know by what you ain't got this. No, you just don't adapt it to this disease that took over you, and everything have to be expressed in the complaining form. I understand that you may have an issue with something, or they might charge you over on your light bill, or they might charge you, you know, too much, and you know, like, man, this $500 light bill, that ain't right. Okay, that's a valid complaint.
Yeah. But
every time you're going through the drive-through, you know, man, you ain't put this in the bag. This bag last time.
Yeah.
You know, come on.
Just finding something negative out of everything.
These people like, oh, it's so hot outside. No, you ain't seen hot. Think about being in the cell, no air conditioning, no form of ventilation. This when I was in Pennsylvania, man. I was up there with Godfather.
Mm-hmm.
You remember when he first went to prison when he was young?
Yeah.
He was in that prison. And it was built in 1930 something.
That's the prison you had to go up there and get that class. You had to go up there and
No, this one I was on high max. For assaulting a police officer. Remember I couldn't call home, but I was only, when y'all telling you just send me some pictures, because I can't see nothing, man. I was like, just send me the pictures. You were sending me pictures, you know, when you were going to your trips and shit. I was like, man, just make sure you just send me the pictures. I'm cool on everything else. But no ventilation. This is a 1930 building. Bro, you ain't got no ventilation. It's so hot. It's so hot in this. And I'm talking about the room literally, man, the size of a project closet. Maybe like 2-3 project closet that we came up in. The room is just that size where you could touch, and I still be like this and I'm touching both walls. And the commode, my bed right here, the commode right there. And you got somebody else on top of you, or you on the bottom. In this hot cell. Paint peeling out the wall, falling down on you if you on the top bed. Paint literally peeling out the wall. You got a window open, no circulation. You got bugs, and you got to stand there. You got to strip down, and you got to strip down into your boxer. Take your mattress off the bed because you're gonna sweat on the mattress. Put your mattress on the floor and get on the steel and just lay there until the sun go down. And these dudes putting Facebook post, "Oh, it's too hot. I can't wait till the winter time." Come on, man. You ain't been through nothing. You ain't been through nothing, man. You ain't been through no summer where you can't do nothing. Then you got to work out. You got to get up in the early in that morning and work out. You got to work out in your boxers. It's so hot. Your first push-up, your first burpee, you sweating, you drenching. Then you got to shower in the same, because it ain't shower day.
So how many showers you get?
You get shower, you can shower 3 days. You can shower like Monday, then they might do it a Wednesday, then they might do it again Friday. Or you might be on the schedule where they do it Tuesday, they'll do it Thursday, then they'll do it Saturday. But you ain't showering but 3 times.
3 times a week.
Yeah, and high max. You ain't coming out your cell, and then when you do come out your cell, you go into a dog cage. You go into a dog cage, and then when you get in the dog cage, ain't no telling what might happen. You know what I'm saying? You ain't no telling what might happen because you might go in this dog cage and it always some dog shit going on.
Yeah.
So you might get caught up in, you don't really want to go to the red yard because it might be some dudes finna do their thing. You got to get out there and get gas. You can't go nowhere. You in a dog cage, so you got to. I can be in a room. Just think about this same room that I'm telling you about in the summertime, and something going on in the red yard. The spray so powerful. I'm in there, covered up with the towel, with the blanket over my head, in this type of heat, just trying to stop this gas that they spraying. You still spraying. I'm talking about with snot coming out your nose, bro. You literally, I'm talking about you in the summertime, you know you ain't got no cold. Literally, foams or snot coming out your nose, this stuff so powerful. Did what you got to go through daily. Man. I went through that for 2 years. And you know that I couldn't reach out to call family or none of that.
Yeah,
4 phone calls a month. Yeah, you talking about, you saying 60 minutes for an entire month. No matter how many kids you got, no visitation, and those are the conditions that you up under.
You also spent time up in Colorado.
Yeah, I was up in Colorado.
And they have they have the Supermax, and then they got the
Supermax where you don't want to be. That was
so you wasn't in the Supermax when you was in Colorado.
that would probably be my next step. When you got the count in federal custody. This is the federal custody. You got the count. Okay, the camp is free. No gates, no nothing. You can you pretty much got a taste of freedom. You can go out to work. You can, your people can come, really pretty much come up and see you. If you like in Atlanta, where the camp was, where it was so much corrupt going on there because these people was free. Sometimes people mistake that and be like, man, federal prison sweet, but that's just at the camp level because these dudes ain't got no supervisor. They doors don't never lock at night or nothing. You can go in and out. They don't lock. You ain't got no rooms or none of that. Then you got the camp. Then you got the low. Mm-hmm. Low facilities where the TV stay on all night. You in a cubicle. You ain't got no cell. You can stay up all night. You ain't doing no whole bunch of lockdown. Then you got the medium. The medium is a 2-man cell also too. Confined and you the fence around it. Some medium got the wall around because they're old penitentiary, like Atlanta. Mm-hmm. They got the wall around it, but they're medium, but it's old penitentiary. Then you got the penitentiary, where I was at, that high custody. That's where I spent majority of my time. I've been to a medium before, but of course I messed that up. Went back to sent back to the penitentiary. But then I went at the penitentiary, when you can't be controlled, they got a program called SMOOTH, Special Managing Unit. So that's when I went to Pennsylvania, because I couldn't be controlled in the regular penitentiary, mm-hmm. which is high. That's when I went to the smooth. Then if you can't be controlled in there, you can't be controlled in the regulars with the smooth, you go in the high max with Larry Hoover and them at. That's in Colorado, but I was at Colorado too, but I was at a high. They got a complex. See, the federal prison built complex. You might have a camp, you might have a low, you might have a medium, and you might have a high. But Colorado got all that. It got a camp, it got a medium, it got a low, and they got a high. But they got also the high max, but you can't see them because they're up on the ground. Yeah. It's the whole thing up on the ground. They got tunnels all the way through it. All the way through it. It's amazing. It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's really amazing.
It is, man. I tell you, the federal system, even in like you said, our prison system it's a trip. It's a convoluted system, like you say, that serves no purpose of good. Because in so many situations, how I look at how people get out before murder. The person who murdered my brother, your brother, came home before you did, and he actually killed somebody. Which, and that lets you know that and that happens more times than not in our community, how we are treated when it comes down to someone being killed and all that stuff.
If he killed one of us, he gonna come home. But if he would have killed one of the white people, he wouldn't come. I mean, just being real.
That's true.
You can look at Milledgeville and look what happened to the guy that killed McDowell. What his name is? That police.
Yeah. He killed McDade's
sister.
Yeah.
He got a death penalty.
He killed her and the daughter though. He killed two people.
I mean, but he got the death penalty. Just because of who people that it was.
And it's it's funny you say, because even in murder, and I hate that people, even the acts of murder, people. Me, I feel like if you kill somebody, they should kill you. But even in the acts of murder, when a black person kills a black person, you rarely see them get the death penalty. Like, you rarely see a black person or a white person, anybody, when they kill a black person, unless they somebody of high stature, unless they're a police officer, if they somebody, of influence. But they kill a regular, black person, they're gonna get hit with manslaughter, involuntary manslaughter, or voluntary manslaughter.
Well, Lamar, I don't believe in none of the judicial system.
Yeah.
So me personally, I don't believe in nothing that they established. I don't believe in none of the judicial, who should do this and should be this, should be that. I don't believe in none of it. Yeah. Like the person who killed Albert, I didn't want him to go to prison. I don't feel like that he should have went to prison. That's the way I feel.
Yeah.
That ain't serving no purpose. And be real, I don't believe in the judicial system, period, because I know what it's all about. And I'm not gonna be just when it happened to me, oh yeah, he should, I'm ready to go. No, I don't believe in it, period. You understand me? So no matter what situation occurred, it's only one thing that I believe that a person should be in there about. And if you mess with a child or you mess with an elder, then those are the only two reasons that I probably would be leaning like.
But see, my thing is this, bro, and because we, like, as a community, even as a family, right? If something is going on in the family, if we together and something goes wrong, or if somebody gets out of line, and the family is together and everybody's around, if somebody getting out of line, guess what? The whole family finna handle this, like. And not in a way where it's got to necessarily be violent. But my whole point is that I think in society, we have placed all our power and all the decision making in someone else's hand.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? We placed that in someone else's hand. And now we're begging for them to do things that we really should be doing for ourselves, in a sense.
I think personally, like I told you, I don't believe in the judicial system. This is not something that a lot of people probably don't understand, I'm not the one to debate it. I'm just telling you how I feel. Like, I know what the purpose of the judicial system is. That's why when these people come around and telling you, when the politician telling you, oh, what you said about defunding the police? What you said? Because they want you to believe in it.
Yeah.
They want you, because that is the prison system which is the judicial system, law enforcement, all that is the heartbeat of America.
Yeah, that's how they get paid.
You take that out, it crumbles.
Yeah, just
you know
like
what I'm saying? Because you don't have control over the people no more.
Just like on the movie on American Gangster, when the detective, the guy who busted Frank Lucas, he said, "Man, I don't think they wanted to stop."
You need to pull that part up. That really is the Mortimer series. A lot of people don't understand the first thing the first thing people be like anybody mom, anybody dad. The first thing they'll say is, "Look, we ain't doing no snitching over here." But soon as something happened in their family, call the police on you. Or call the police on you, Dirty Red.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But you know, when it happened, when they kid, they told on my son, and we don't do that over here.
Yeah.
But the first thing that happened, 911. Because they've been programmed to believe in the judicial system.
True. Because like you say, until it hit home, because even like, up until, our brother got murdered in 07, rest in peace, Million Dog. You know what I mean? Up until he got murdered, I would see, things happen like that in other people's family. I would see, and I'd be like, dang, I sure feel sorry, for, what happened to their family. I sure hate that. But I really didn't understand what they were going through. But when that shit hit home, it's like, damn, now, just like you say, and I get that. And we all human. So a lot of times we don't recognize things until they hit home. But yeah, I'm gonna drop this clip, let y'all watch my brother from Frank Lucas say how this system depends on the game. We'll be right back.
INS, IRS, FBI, I can't get a damn thing out of any of them.
Because they all think you're on the take. And you think they are.
I don't think they want this to stop. Being employs too many people. Judges, lawyers, cops, politicians, prison guards, probation officers. Stop bringing dope in this country, about 100,000 people are going to be out of a job.
All right, we back, man. Great, again, Dirk. That's what it's all about, man. We're gonna close. We're gonna end this. So just leave us on a good note, good word. What do you say? To life, and let's end us on a good word tonight, Dirk.
Oh man, to sit here and finally to be able to doing something productive and having a philosophical conversation with my brother. Oh man, that's something that I dreamed of. That's something that is an honor to me. And the good note that I want to leave on, to leave the world on, and not just the world on, but you on, and as well as myself on, bro. If we continue to keep scribing and keep doing the things that we're doing, we must take it seriously. We must take it seriously, bro. We can't take it lightly. We can't take it lightly. Even with change, our integrity, people throw loyalty and love and all that stuff out, and they totally misuse them words. And man, don't be scared. Don't be afraid of change. Look at the people that once was in a position that you're in, and they no longer in those situation, man. Don't be afraid to change. There's a lot of people. I was afraid to change because, like I said, I was so stuck, and I love to use this. I had the bandana over my eyes. It just won't wrap around my head, around my neck, or in my pocket. It would wrap around my eyes, so I couldn't see nothing else. I couldn't see nothing else, man. I couldn't even see the purpose of me doing what I was doing. So don't be afraid to take the bandana off your eyes, young. Don't be afraid. You know what I'm saying? You're still gonna be who you are. You're still gonna prosper. But don't be afraid to change.
Right.
Don't be afraid to change, man.
Appreciate
Don't
you,
be
bro.
afraid to change.
Appreciate you, bro, man. Hey, man, thank y'all for tapping in tonight, man. Appreciate you, brother. I love you.
Double salute, man.
No doubt, man. Y'all be great today. Peace.